What's up, YouTube? I'm back from a pretty long hiatus, and I bring you a black and white battle versus Dangerous36M. It was a pretty epic game, and let's start. I lead off with my Specs Jolteon, which, by the way, is such a beast. You'll see this battle; it wrecks havoc. And he leads off with his Scizor, and knowing Rick, I thought it was his Choice Scarf Scissor, but it turns out to be Choice Band. But my Crobat can pretty much take any hit, so. Now he goes into a Suicune, and my priority was to Toxic it as quick as possible, because I know nobody but me runs Crocoon. So it is always nice to get some Toxic damage on it while it doesn't have rest. And I take the Hydro Pump pretty decently, and I go for the Ruse with Crobat just to rack up the Toxic damage. And he starts doing Calm Minds, which I think I go for the Taunt now so that it can't set up anymore, and I can just hit it with Thunderbolts or, I don't know, a bunch of shit. I just switch out and go to my Notori, knowing it can take any hit, because there's a special defensive Notori, but Ice Beam does quite a bit. But I'm not letting him scare me, because, I mean, Notori is such a beast, you guys probably all know it, and yeah. So he switches out, he goes into his Latios. I really hate Latios, I just think it's a shame it isn't banned, because it's just a bit too overpowered to... I mean, I like to play a bit of stall, but with Latios running around, it's just too powerful to play it, because not many pokes can stop it. But anyway, Notori is doing a pretty decent job, and this was during the battle for Charity Stream, so I heard Rick raging when I stayed in on the Latios, knowing that it could have HP Fire, which gave me a pretty good feeling. But yeah, so he switches out, trying to save his Latios. Well, I came into my Jolteon and I go for the full change, and with Choice Specs, this is such an awesome move. It just, look at what it does against a Virizion. I mean, that thing is an absolute Spidef monster, and it just does a quarter. I mean, wow. But I go into my Crobat wanting to kill that thing off as quick as possible, because it can be a bitch. Go for the Brave Bird, and he switches into a Miltank, and I was like, what the fuck does a Miltank do here? But I let him be, and the way that the Brave Bird did a pretty hefty chunk, and now I go for the taunt, knowing that my Miltanks are very gay, and they always do gay shit. And now he switches into a Mew, which I think should stay OU, because it's not just that powerful, and it's fucking itself in his ass. But yeah, I go for the taunt, knowing that Mew always does something gay and never is an all-out attacker. And again here I heard Rick raging on the chat, because he just can kill me with a Psychic, but I just wanted to taunt it because I don't run rocks against me. And now I go into my Suicune, and the U-turn does absolute shit. But yeah, that's what you get for using Crocoon. It's such a monster. And I wish I would have stayed in here and set up on his face, but I didn't. And I go into my Jolteon, because I have the Signal Beam, which can definitely kill it in one shot. But I know he's gonna switch. I'm probably going for the full change again. I just go for the Signal Beam, wanting to kill it off. That's okay too. And he switches out the Miltank, trying to save it, and goes into the Scissor, who resists the Signal Beam and won't take too much of it. And I was hoping for the Confusion Hex here, because that would have been very nice. But I don't get it, and I switch out, and he goes for the Pursuit, which is a really, really nice play on his part. But Jolteon just lives, and it's such a pain for his team. And I go into my Crobat, which walls that Scissor any day, and I go for the Taunt again on the switch, because I know he can't stay locked into Pursuit, because it would do nothing. And he goes into the Mew again, and again I stay in, predicting him to predict me, but this time it doesn't work in my favor, and he almost kills me with the Psychic. But I get the special defense drop, so I'm pretty hopeless against this Mew now, because it can kill me with anything. But I'm going to go with the Kamikaze Brave Bird, because I don't do that. Okay, that's fine too. I don't know why I used it. I should have gone for the Kamikaze Brave Bird there, which could have killed off the Mew. It saved me a bit of trouble, but well, I guess this works too. And I go back into my Jolteon, going for the full change, because I don't run rocks against me, because then I can't switch in Jolteon again, and seeing his whole team, it just can't deal with Jolteon that well, so it's nice to have it alive and not getting hurt by rocks and shit. So I go to my Ropution and I go for the Drain Punch on the on the Suicune, me, and it does a pretty hefty chunk. And now he hits the Hydro Pump, and it does over half, so the miss definitely mattered. But maybe it didn't. I don't know how much HP I would have gotten from the Drain Punch, but I don't know. It would have come close to killing me anyways. But I set a Ball Cupping over the Mach Punch to kill it off. And I get some more lefties, and now he switches into his Latios, and it's just going to kill me with the Dragon Pulse, I think. I just go for the Mach Punch for some damage. And yeah, he kills me off with the Dragon Pulse. I really need to get this Latios out of the way in this battle, because it's just being a bitch, like my Jolteon is being to him. But again, he switches him out, trying to save him, and this time I do go for the full change, and I kill off the Miltank doing it, and it's nice, but Miltank didn't really do anything this match. It wasn't really a threat to me, so yeah. And I go into my Suicune, and now we're gonna get to a part where I'm trying to set up on him, hoping my Boiling Water can do enough after a couple of Calm Minds, so this is pretty boring. I really should have sped up this part. But yeah, it's going to be T-Bolt, Calm Mind, T-Bolt, Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk, T-Bolt. So it's going to take a while. And while doing this, I didn't think of it to switching my Jolteon on an obvious T-Bolt and heal it up, because it would have been great, because, you know, Jolteon with more HP could have lived the Bullet Punch from the Scissor, which in the end would have mattered a lot, as you'll see. But yeah, I should have done it. I can't believe I didn't do it at the time. But that's why he went for the Dragon Pulse when my Suicune was almost dead, just because he was predicting the Jolteon to come in and heal itself. But I just stay in because I'm trying to set up and sweep him, because I know I can, but it's going to be dangerous with the Virizion still running around, because I don't know what kind it is. The Virizion I run in another team is defensive-ish, with leftovers and stuff, but Life Orb Virizion can do pretty hefty damage with Leaf Blade, and I'm not boosting my own defense, although it is pretty high. It just Leaf Blade still would do a lot, so you'll see in a bit how much it really does. And he's just spamming T-Bolts, and I'm just setting up, and yeah, I'm at +3 now, I think. And I still don't do jack shit against anything. But Crocoon is definitely going to be huge this gen. It's just going to be very difficult to take out. It is one of the few pokes that can wall Choice Band Daruma. Because the other day I saw a battle in a Swampert, got 2-hit KO'd by a Choice Banded Flare Blitz. Just standard physical defense with Swampert. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah. Here you see the Virizion just raping my Suicune. And I was so hoping to get the Boiling Water burn here. If I got the burn here, it would have been GG, but fortunately I don't, and it just lives and kills me off with another Leaf Blade. But it is going to be easy to revenge it with Jolteon, though. Yeah, I go into Jolteon, go for the Signal Beam, just kill it off. I was actually hoping for the Latios to come in, predicting my T-Bolt at full change, but it doesn't. And right here I switch out, predicting him to predict me to stay in. And he goes for the U-turn, and I probably should have killed off the Virizion with my Garchomp, which would have meant my Garchomp would have faced the Latios, and then it would have killed me off, and then I could have gone for the T-bolt on the switch to Scissor, which could have killed Scissor and then killed the Latios, but I didn't do it. I killed the Frisian with Jolteon, which means I get to kill off his Latios, but the Scissor can kill me off with a Bullet Punch. So that was a very good game, Rick. I hope for a rematch sometime, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.